say hi, since I can't believe I got so many new people that came into my channel recently. And, I actually did a lot today. I got stuff done, knocked it out. My memory's clear. I can't believe it. It's really weird. Today it's like, I don't know if it's the medication I've been taking every day. There's just flies everywhere. I'm trying to get rid of these bastards. It's not, at least they're not those badass freaking tiny little annoying freaking sewer flies, which I got rid of with the freaking vinegar. They all were in my car. I should have freaking, before I put it in the sink, I should have took a picture of that. There was about maybe, I don't know, being completely honest, I guesstimate probably about 150 flies were in the bottom of that fucking cup in a day. Yeah, there was about 150 flies in that thing, I guesstimate. Yeah, no, they didn't get me yet. I'm still doing good. Hey, Cement Shoes, what's going on? Good to see you too. It's been it's not been that long. Well, maybe for you and me, but I like Cement Shoes. I mean, it feels like it's what I'm wearing is cement shoes. Because I bought these Walmart shoes, and now I have like fetty, sheety, freaking whatever you call it syndrome, and anytime I walk, after I get up, my feet hurt. So if you buy Walmart shoes, buy yourself some good soles, for your feet. I mean, the Walmart shoes are lasting a little longer than they used to, but they're still made out of plastic, and that's probably why they hurt your feet. I mean, that's why I really don't usually buy Walmart shoes, but my Nikes and my Nikes fell apart, my Reeboks fell apart, but I always buy the hand-me-downs anyway, so it doesn't matter because I can't afford the new ones. $70 for a pair of shoes that'll last me 5 years. That's actually a bargain compared to having your feet hurt. I know that they hurt my feet bad. I wouldn't. I mean, I can't wait until I can get me a new pair of. I'm gonna go to the Google, get me a broken out pair of some Adidas, Nikes, Reebok, Rebounds. I mean, what's the other ones that I my three favorite or Adidas. I like Adidas. I like especially for running. I like Reeboks because they last forever, and I like Nikes, and all three of them are comfortable and good for running. But I think my Adidas were the most comfortable running shoes I've ever had. But it's just, I don't know what, because they always vary sometimes. It's like I've never found a pair of cheap shoes that I loved. New Balance, that's the other brand that I liked. New Balance, those are really good. Yeah, New Balances are good ones because I had those and they last for a long time and they're comfortable. But don't get freaking Walmart shoes. I wouldn't do that. Not unless you just needed something that didn't look bad. They don't look bad. I actually like the design of the shoes that I got, but holy cow, your feet hurt. It's like you're wearing like bricks, like cement shoes. Like for real, but not like in a good way. You're wearing brick shoes. I had some spare money. I would send you a New Balance gift card. I would definitely buy those New Balance shoes. Trust me, New Balance is the most comfortable, made in the USA. I like the made in the USA thing too. And aren't Nikes and Asics made in the USA too? I don't know where Asics are made, and I don't know where Nikes are made. And I don't know where Reeboks are made either. All I know is those three brands I was able to wear in my, but mainly my favorite ones that I wear the most were Nikes. You know, I don't know why. They just fit and they worked. Asics were my favorite, but I could hardly ever find them used. And Asics are expensive too. But man, I buy them. I used to buy them full price, but whatever. I'm a poor boy. You know what? It's like, what's good, UNK? I'm doing good. I mean, I just did all my legal paperwork, so that legal mumbo jumbo is finally out of the door. I mean, for a while. I get a couple days before I have to go to court. I have to go to court for the stuff, and I have to free my mind, and then I have to prepare, and I have to take off my game over shirt and put the game on shirt so everybody knows it's ready. I'm ready to fight for this, what is right for the sake of the law. Like, where's Solomon's? I never heard of Solomon's. I'm fairly certain New Balance is one of them made in the United States. I'm pretty sure you're right, you know. I'm pretty sure you're right. They're made in the United States. I mean, it's just what, is it all made in the United States or just part of it made in the United States? You can get Asics on Amazon. How much are they on Amazon? I never even thought about that. I think I wear 11.5s in Asics, and they always fit me. That's the best part about Asics, because every style shoe they got, 11.5, boom, perfect fit. I can literally run 7 miles, and I used to be able to run a mile in 7 minutes. Now I can run a mile in 17 minutes. But if I keep trying, I get back up to 7 minutes. It doesn't take that long to get back up to 7 minutes. You just have to lose that extra, because your body kind of like, I don't know. I'd love to freaking start doing that around the track thing. I need to do it. I get younger as fast as I can do it. I know how good I felt when I was running and lifting weights and doing push-ups and just it was just so fun to finally make a mile in 7 minutes. I mean, not very many people can do a mile in 7 minutes. There's a lot of people that can beat 7 minutes, but man, my goal was 7 minutes and I hit it and I was out of breath. So I was pretty happy, and that was like 15 years ago. I mean, so I gave up after that. I'm fairly, what's, you got, not all of them. Yeah. I don't know the specifics. Yeah, I can understand. All I know is a lot of shoes are good. But it's nice when you don't, and you're wearing those hard, really. And I didn't know that your shoes can actually cause feet problem until I AI'd it. That's what AI is like. It could be a menace to society, but it can also be very beneficial. So if you know how to use it, it doesn't take a genius to ask Google questions, but you can really learn a lot from like these AI models they got, like DeepSeek or ChatGPT, which is just like freaking amazing how powerful they are and how what they're capable of. So, I wouldn't say you're a life cheat. I'd say you're freaking looking out for your best interest when, if you have tools at your knowledge to help you benefit, why not use it? Don't be afraid of AI, and you're going to have to endorse it eventually because it might take over humanity. I mean, like the dang book, or like the dang Matrix. But that's the whole thing, is you can use what we have now to prevent what might happen in the future by using the actual knowledge that you can obtain by itself at this moment. So why not utilize it to prevent what might happen. And you can even prepare for it and help. Because the way you can ask it, you can say, hey, could this be a potential problem? And how do we prevent it? What would be the way of thinking about this? Don't lean upon, ask questions that you might not think to ask. I mean, it's just, I think that everybody can open their mind a little bit and use a little bit of knowledge. Not to that we want to develop a freaking computer. And I just rewatched a movie that I haven't seen since 2009. The Echelon. It was the Echelon conspiracy. Is that how it's pronounced? Not all of them. I don't know. Okay. Look like really swear that people sent new chat messages. I looked down and it didn't move. Did you guys just text and delete your messages really quick? That was kind of weird. I mean, it was just my eyes played a trick on me there. I figured I can enjoy a couple drinks because it's Monday and I got all my work done and I'm clearly thinking and my brain is on top of everything today. I feel like I cannot believe I filed 14 documents today and served it. 14. I think it was 14. 1, 2, 3, 4. Four cases. One had 6 cases. It was 14 documents. I'm just trying to divide the cases now. Either that or it was 14 pieces of paper. One of the two. $1,000 self-deport. Was that what you just said? Deport? Trump. $1,000 self-deport. Deport to where? New York? Because that's where you're from, right? Is that where I have to go back to where I was born? I know, Trump. Wasn't that great? You give me $1,000 to send myself to New York? I don't want to go there. That wouldn't even buy me a month's rent. Plus, I don't get that much on my retirement. I wouldn't even be able to pay rent. How are you going to pay rent in New York on early retirement? You'd have to have about 100 retirees living in the same thing, sharing the same toilet. It'd be honestly, you only have to share your toilet in maximum state prison with 2 people. Why the hell would I want to go to hell in New York and have to share my toilet with 14 people just to pay the fucking rent? I mean, that's what I really see nowadays is you got 15 people living in a house with 2 toilets. That's 7 people per toilet. Prison, you only have to share the toilet with 2 people. I mean, and if you're in a big dorm, you got 14 toilets, and it's still less than that. And they're nice and chrome and sleek. Not that I've ever been there before, but I watched plenty of videos. I wouldn't lie to you. But anyways, I think I did good today. And I think good things are going to come. I couldn't believe how many emails I had to deal with this morning. 14 at least. Maybe that's what I got confused with 14. I lost count after 14. I can only count up to 14 because there's 2 sevens. 2 sevens makes it easy. Wow, everybody got quiet. Or I said something that really pissed off Nike or New Balance. He was like, man, I stopped talking about shoes. Everybody left. It's like, damn, I didn't take off my shoes. I took them off, and they're brand new socks, like damn near almost. I mean, they're clean. My feet don't stink. You're just listening, laughing out loud. I know, I'm just thinking about what to talk about. Sometimes the chat helps spike a little bit of conversation. So any questions help spark ideas, and I can just ramble on and ignore the chat. Just get a spark an idea. Somebody in the chat, give me something to spark an idea, because I just randomly went live. I didn't have an idea. I could go into what my dad just talked about earlier, which I got into it kind of almost got into an argument. And I was like, no, Dad, no. I was not trying to argue with you. I was literally saying you misspoke, because you said that faith, that the facts are what you know is what you believe in is, and then he said it backwards. Anyways, I was like, no, Dad, it's what you believe in is faith, and what you know is fact. You said it backwards. I know what you meant. What you know and what you can prove is fact, and what you believe in is faith. And there's no such thing as religion. I mean, I never said that, but I really believe that the religion is just a organizational understanding of a barrier. But technically, the concept of God is simplistic. It's not the barrier is as simple as good versus bad. Your conscience tells you what it is. The only barrier is built within us all. It's called a conscience. And if you don't have one, well, my dad's about ready to, I don't know, he's getting pretty old, and he's can't really do much around the house. So I come up and help him. And, he likes to drink a lot of whiskey, and so I help him with that too. So, I try not to drink at all, because he gets really freaking mad at me for doing that, because it's like, or he makes me go to the store and I have to buy more for him. But yeah. I don't get bored. I don't get bored. I'm just like, cement shoes. You're cool. You're cool to listen to. That's I never heard that before. What do I sound like when I'm cool to listen to? Does this sound chilling? I know. It's like I watch these. How these people do this. Like, because okay, I do know, and it's kind of would suck to say it out loud, because I'm not even say it, because I just kind of, sometimes when you say something out loud, it kind of ruins the mojo. It's like you can't say that. It's like, for me, certain experiences are better left when nobody knows that something's happening. And you'll never know that unless I explain myself. And I can't explain myself without ween. What's going on? I know I shaved my head again, because I can't stand my calyx that look like a frog licked me in my forehead. I can't stand my calyx. My calyx look like a freaking. I look like a toad. And not even, I look like a toad licked me on the head. Let me look. I got, you know what? You know where this scar came from? I knocked somebody's tooth out, and his tooth was stuck right here. And I had to pull it out. Because knocked this front tooth, right in my forehead. I'm not a nice person when you get me mad at me, but damn. Yeah, I gave him his tooth back so he can find the tooth fairy. He wasn't too happy about that, but he still said, at least I get some tooth fairy money. And I told him they might be able to put it back, but he says, no, thanks for my tooth back. And I said, well, can I get my hair back? And he laughed about that because we both lost something. It was a stupid fucking fight, you know? That's why you don't get in stupid fights when you're younger. I'm not even sure if it was a baby tooth. But I doubt it because he was... unless he was a baby at the age of 20, like 23. But damn, I mean, I have knocked people's... I've had my nose... How many times do you think I've got my nose broken? I've had my nose broken 3 times in fights. You can see, look, like, you never guess where this came from. I'm guessing this came from a freaking bullet. Like, I dodged bullets. I have no idea where this came from. This just all of a sudden popped up. I'm just looking at my weird ass scars. I know you said hi. You called me bald. You said bald first, then you said hi. Wee wee. Ween ween. I thought the end was silent. Wee wee. Is the end silent? That's my middle name. Silent. But dang. I'm so happy that I got all that done. I don't have to nothing to worry about except for watching the replies. Court's coming up. There's nothing I have to immediately reply to. I've already proofread everything so many times that I know is concrete. You guys, if you guys have any ideas about what, I'd like to know if anybody in this chat has any comments on what are, I mean, because it's complex. The law is annoyingly complex on purpose, but yet once you understand it, it's like common sense kind of fucking bullshit. It's like they made the law common sense, but they had to put a lot of fucking rules so that people would fucking find common sense within the law. I mean, literally, that's what it looks like to me. It's like they literally made laws that follow common sense, but there's so many laws you have to realize because of common sense. And common sense means, what I mean by that is they learned that doesn't work, and so they had to make a rule to prevent that from being tried again. Then they realize one thing doesn't work, and then the law keeps changing all the time because of the fact that, and that makes sense. So to be good at law, all you got to do is be good at logical understanding and think further ahead than most people to determine whether a particular concept fits the constitutional understanding. And all you got to do is, the Constitution is super simple when it comes to what we are entitled to, the First Amendment, the equal fairness under the law. Pretty much anything that normal stuff should happen in your life. That's why the law is so imperfect, because people mistranslate it, and the judges, and they don't like this. The major reason is once they make a mistake, they don't want to admit to it. And that should be, and it's actually a law that there's a mandatory duty that they acknowledge their mistakes, because that's the highest anarchy of the law. Once they make a major mistake, they're supposed to acknowledge it. And that's what I'm dealing with, is they don't want to acknowledge it because it opens the consequences for them then what they need to do to fix the law is to make the consequences greater for them if they don't. If they fix it early, then they can fix. As soon as it gets brought up, if they fix it immediately, the consequences should be minor. And once it's brought to their attention. But if they keep trying to bury the shit like it didn't happen, that's when the consequences should be dire. And I think that's exactly what's already happened in a couple Superior Court cases. I haven't been able to read the full entire court cases, but they've determined the law multiple times when void orders are void and it causes harm and they continue to do it. Once they're out of their jurisdiction and they continue to do it out of their jurisdiction, they're even more liable than they were before. So I could be looking at potentially being a multi-millionaire. Just, I mean, they gotta lose their funding. And then once they lose the shit, how is that? I mean, I always look at the thing, where does that money come from? They have these assurance companies that they pay into. They pay into this. So they literally get paid by taxpayers' money to pay these insurance companies. So no matter what, they're a little cesspool of, oh, I finally got caught. That's what they say. That's what, I mean, literally, I just watched the Echelon conspiracy. The one guy says, what's the number one rule of being a politic or part of the freaking judicial system? Don't get caught. That's what they say. Happy Monday, everybody. Good to see you, Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. Yeah, don't get caught in this freaking nightmare of a world doing politics. And I must have been talking a lot. Normally my cigarette doesn't go automatically out. I mean, honestly, I didn't even notice it. I've probably been puffing on a non-lit cigarette for until it started tasting like stale. It's all good. But it's crazy. I just know that void orders. What are void orders? So you can get a void order if a judge recuses herself because of she just determined that she don't know if she can really do it. Wasn't no mandatory requirement. She can pretend that, if that's the case, she can literally agree to sign the orders, but she's just stepping aside. A judge can do that. They can. I mean, that's where they're trying to play it as. They're trying to play it like she didn't have no mandatory duty to step aside. But when there's a clear conflict of interest, as in the judge was the attorney of the other party, that's completely wipes out the judge's seen the case and says, oh, I'm not sure if I can impartially, it's their discretionary thing. It's no longer discretionary once she was the attorney of the other party. That's a clear and undecipherable, clear-cut, slam dunk void order. Now, another void order is when, so there's two different sides of that recusal thing, and they're tipping towards the freaking one that doesn't make it freaking void. And now there's another side. Notice, service. They're trying to say that service is accepted when it never was entered before the order. Now, if service is never entered before the judge enters an order on the record, it's automatically void. You have to have, before the judge can ever even make an order stick, it's got to be written in the record, and she's got to verify it. If she don't do that, she's out of her jurisdiction and she's liable because she's no longer has her judicial immunity, just like the other judge that recused herself due to a mandatory conflict of interest. So I'm double jeopardy here. I got them like knocking at the devil's door. Help me. So you cannot issue an order after service. Service you cannot enter an order until you show that all petition, summons, and most importantly of all, service. And they also, to really troop this out, the most important other thing they got to do, they got to make sure that service happened in the right amount of time. So they got to make sure that service, not only do they have to make service, there's another step that they have to do to make sure that it was right. So they got to make sure service before they make the order that the other person had enough time to reply. They didn't do that either. And I'm not even attacking that. 27 days, it's a mandatory 30 days. They allowed a relocation in 27. I'm not even going into that, but they did it. They're not supposed to. It was 3 days prior, and I didn't have all that. But 3 days, I mean, I wasn't even served properly, bitch. This fucking judge, I'm telling you. I really think she's a sweet person. I'm like, wow, what the fuck, man? All I can say is, man, people make mistakes. You know what? But bad people cover up their mistakes. You know, because that's all I can say is all I want is an apology, send my kids back, get this shit figured out. The mother's not a good mother. She's a fucking psychopath. You know, and she's driving me to fucking drink, man. I'm lacking my exercise. I'm used to my daily routine, taking the kids to school, taking this, you know, my daily routine's all screwed up. I've had the kids for 10 damn years, and all of a sudden you're gonna let the mother kidnap them? I mean, I don't know who died and made you my judge, but you just came into the picture and ignored every fucking thing I told you. And everything that is going on, like, for real. She is like the judge from the Twilight Zone. Like, it's like, wow. It's insane. It's Tuesday almost. I still got 3 hours, man. I still got 3 hours of Tuesday. Almost. Which I'm going to have to go to bed because there's supposed to be a thunderstorm in the morning. So I'm going to try to get to bed by, I don't know, midnight. I have to cut myself off at some time, right? And I don't feel like going live for more than 3 hours. My phone will probably die anyways, 30%. Good thing I got a charger right here. 31%. Never heard about anybody saying Happy Monday. Happy Monday's over. Because it's damn near over on the East Coast. Sounds like you should try to petition to get her recused. She cement shoes. She recused, and then this was actually almost exactly a year ago. Believe it or not, I told my attorney, and I gave him well over, and he wouldn't respond. He says, "Well, I think you know," and I even contacted the administrative office and says, "No, she can't be the judge. She'll recuse and cause a delay." And I was assuming there was going to be a delay. But then, you know, because since I was ignorant of the law at that time, because I fucking hired an attorney, obviously, if only people that hire attorneys are people that are ignorant of the law, they don't know how to file their own shit, or even if they know the law, they still know that an attorney is going to be better suited to handle and talk to a judge if they can afford it. I'm not an idiot. I know how the law works. An attorney knows how to communicate with the officials better than I could. Because if for some reason officials don't respect people like I really feel they should, I really think it should be a law that judges, and I think there is a law there, but they always have this bias against a guy that doesn't have an attorney. And I think that should be a freaking law against that. But they just naturally have this bias when you don't have an attorney, or especially if you fire your attorney. or tell him to kick fucking rocks because he can't help you with an emergency order. And then he fucks up your emergency order by letting the recused judge that recused herself after signing a recused orders and continuing to cause a flaw, which I'm already filing a lawsuit against him because I've been studying the fucking law for 6 months nonstop. I'm non-stoppable. I'm studying it. I want no factual law. I want no bullshit. I want to know how bad did they really fuck me? How bad, I mean, how many, how bad did my attorney fuck me? And now I can literally scale it on a 1 to 10. He a 9.2 Richter scaled my ass. At least. But I'm still learning. When I tell my attorney fucking more than 12 hours in advance, and I send him a document, and then he even acknowledges it, like he looked at it, and he doesn't believe me. When in the fucking document itself says representative of the mother. And it's like, this is fishy. And he was already fishy about the fact that she had a friend of the guardian ad litem became friends. I found that fishy too. I mean, literally, and he found that fishy. And I'm like, is there a conspiracy going on here? And it's like, so I told him, it's like, I know and I was looking at it from a different angle at that time because I really thought that was just going to be a cause for delay. But then again, it was. And she made it the longest possible delay. And they played it off like there was no room on the calendar until the last possible deadline, which was actually a day after it should have been. So it was already a day late and $1 short. Given to the motion, I was supposed to only have 14 days, 28 days. It was 20 on the 29th day. It might have been on the 28th, but I don't know how they count the days, so I'm a little confused. But it was right there at the fucking nick of time. Pretty much anywhere in those realms, the judge can literally go, that's cutting it super close. And that they should, anytime it's cut that fucking close, that make it judge, especially a appeals judge, look a little at that thing, thinking it's kind of a little frivolous. But let alone when a judge with a conflict of interest that was the attorney of the same matter of the children, she's might have had favoritism towards it. Whatever conflict, she recused herself twice since I've known her. She recused herself as an attorney, and she recused herself as a judge. How the fuck does that happen twice? She delayed my time with my kids 2 times in her fucking life because of recusal. And she is still a judge now, not an attorney. I'm not mentioning no names on my channel, so if you can figure it out for yourself, but I will never answer to that. My channel's privacy content is what I do, and I know that that's part of YouTube's policies. Sounds like you should try to petition to get her. Yeah, no, that sounds insane. But no, I got proof of it, and I'm about ready to go freaking start a new YouTube channel I don't know if I can do that. I think YouTube's policies are that I don't even want to guard my privacy just as much as I want to guard theirs, because part of YouTube's policies, man, you just talk about the context. If you want to really get into the deep details, you can always get a hold of me on Discord. But then again, I'm not going to give you all the details. because, it's, we're regardless if a judge makes a mistake or not, they're still judicial officers, and they have every right to make a mistake. I mean, but then they have they're people too, as much as unfair as they can be. If you go into the judicial system, you got to play their fucking game, and their game is very unfair if they can't follow their own rules. So all I'm doing is trying my best to get them to play by their own rules. You know, it's void. She should have stepped aside. I should have had my hearing that day, and the judge would have said, dismissed. I know he would have. Looking at the they don't go into a special set fucking hearing for no fucking reason. Unless the attorney on my side, I basically paid for an attorney to basically rape me. Like I literally had my family buy an attorney, and this is the way it really looks to me. Because I made a mistake and fucking whatever. I made minor mistakes. My mistake is getting an attorney to allow a recused judge to set a special set hearing and then tell me that he was going to put her on the stand. And then all of a sudden he ends up getting a fucking attorney in the mix. And I bet you that attorney is a little, I didn't know who the fuck I was because I'm used to representing myself. My family freaking stuck up and bought this guy he wanted $26,000 in less than 90 days. He wasn't Jewing me. And literally he literally was probably, anyways. But it is fucking insane, you guys. I mean, anytime somebody contradicts everything they tell you they're going to do, you know, I'm going to do this for you. We're going to get this figured out. And it's like, but he literally, I should have now looking back at the thing, he could have told me, no, you need to go with a protection order, not a restraining, and they have different rules. He set me up for failure on purpose because I asked him, is there a difference between a restraining order or a protection order? Should they have the same equal things? Will it work the same? He fucking lied to me then. The first I got to remember this for the fucking trial for my freaking shit on this motherfucker. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, it's just people like, man, he really did freaking screw me over, man. It sucks. Man, it's like, why would you do that to somebody, man? Just for a little bit of fucking money. Ain't getting money doing it the right way. It's like sometimes you just, man, it's just like fucking crazy. Like he really did. He really did tell me the wrong exact thing there. My past attorney told me exactly protection order, but then I knew I couldn't get a protection order because she hasn't lived with me and I'd have to lie. And I'm not going to fucking lie because I play by the rules, you know, like, well, she fucking beat me up. You know, I'm not going to fucking say that shit. I'm going to be honest. And I was as honest as everything. I even had evidence. Well, I can't prove this, but yet equal fairness. That's where I'm going to fucking fight this and sue the fucking state. I'm going to do a tort claim on this protection order bullshit. That's what I'm going to do. Cause I've read John Grissom's King of Torts. And now that I know how to file shit, I'm going to file a fucking massive tort claim and get anybody and everybody on that fucking protection order fucking wagon in Washington. I'll go and fucking, I used to work for the initiative people with the things. I'd get like 700 signatures a day. And if I can just get other people to do that and just, all I needed to get is 10,000 shit. I can get that in a week. 10,000 signatures, pretty fucking simple. But I used to work for the signature people. It was pretty fun. I used to work for the people that actually put out the people, and I was only getting paid a third of what they were getting paid. But that's what you usually do. But now you know what they are. I'm not going to name the organization because you don't live where I live, and they're going to do you no damn good. But I was really good. I can get easily just because it's just talking to people and explaining what the heck the law is and whether they want to sign it, and then you just get them to sign up to vote. It's pretty much, and I get like an extra $2 for signing up a voter. It was pretty good. Pretty good money. Damn, I make like freaking $800 a day doing that shit. I don't know why I don't go back and doing that. And I haven't even looked to see if they're doing any elections anytime soon. I wonder if it's still going on. That was good money. And it was not too bad. I'm already doing that, cement shoes. I actually really do actually have one against my attorney. I'm not lying to you one bit. I have a lawsuit going against the attorney that literally told me that a restraining order was the same as a protection order. And that you're fine with the restraining order, that's fine. Because if you're a felon, then you'll come back to me. And then he gave me a double whammy free consultation because he knew he was going to be able to milk me. I don't know how he looked me up and find out who the fuck I was and find out that I had family that would pay for him. But fucking that motherfucker knew what he was doing. He's the one running the circus, and I was a mark. And I'm not a mark to be taken lightly now. Because I'll burn down the whole fucking circus. I don't give a fuck. I'll go postal on your fucking ass. You know, I mean, I don't believe the justice system is at blame. I believe that the fucking attorney is the main culprit. And I believe they set the fucking justice system up to fucking feel bad. I think that the one that should be to blame the most is the attorney, because he is the representative of me. Allowing a judge to recuse herself, that's two freaking legal beagles that know for a fact when a judge with a heavily conflict of interest has a mandatory duty to step aside and not make any orders. And yet he's going to just utilize that to my disadvantage because I'm unaware of the law at that time. I mean, I've learned the law to the point where I can literally Google the motherfucker, man. I'm not lying to you. If a judge recuses herself of the conflict of interest, she has a mandatory duty to step aside. It's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's every fucking city, state, and continent. Well, not every city, state in the United States. It's a mandatory, non-discretionary duty to step aside. Any order she issues is void. Absolutely void. If you have that big of a conflict of interest, especially if you were made aware of it, and you can't even demand immunity, it's a fucking void. And that's the core to my legal argument. And they're trying to brush past like there's nothing fucking there. It's like, dude, I've already researched it. You guys fucked me so hard. You're trying to hide it like you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Fucking flies, man. If I shut the light off, will they fucking go to sleep? You gonna talk to me in the dark? We're gonna go to the dark. These fucking flies will all go on the fucking ceiling and they'll stop fucking landing on me. They'll go out fucking side. Get the fuck off me, flies. Go to sleep, bitches. I can kill you on the ceiling as long as they don't land in my drink. But seriously, I mean, you can think about this shit. How many people in this fucking world could get screwed over as bad as I did by their attorney. It's like he must have thought that I had no brain cells. You know what a funny thing is I can actually map out this kind of thing, and there's a certain date, but I should actually definitely have one. I'm never going to forget this because I know it's going to pop up in the trial. You know, if somehow the judges don't fucking dismiss it and I have to fucking appeal it, because I will immediately appeal it. I will not wait. I will not pass go. I will not pass $200. I will fucking immediately appeal it. But what's really creepy is I got a text message from him. I sent him a text message saying, because I was thinking about something else at the time, but it was pretty much malpractice on something else. And I said the word malpractice to him. And I thought I might have. And I looked at the dates. It was exactly the same date as when he re-upped his malpractice insurance to $250,000. Is that a coincidence? And I demanded $500,000 from him. He owes me at least $500,000 for the fucking bullshit he pulled, fucking taking my kids away, allowing them to go with their mother, allowing this fucking chaos to continue for his benefit. You know, it's fucking malpractice, man. That's worse than a fucking, that's just as bad as any other fucking malpractice. Man, there ain't no malpractice any worse or any better than another. Malpractice is fucking malpractice, man. If you're fucking somebody over, not doing your just normal ethical duties to protect your client, and you're throwing them under the fucking bus multiple fucking times to wear him the fuck out, that's fucking not only malpractice, that's negligence and misconduct. So anyways, I'm not for this. I just know I got a huge ass fucking claim. And the flies stopped landing on me. I took the light off. Bam, bam, no flies. Thank you, ma'am. They're all gonna go to sleep. Just go out here. My eyes adjust and I can see everything. You can see me clearly, right? See, look, I'm holding up two fingers. You can see them. I can see them. So you got to turn your brightness up really high. But man, I don't like to get all angry. Because honestly, some people love money so much that they forgot who other people and their neighbors were. And that's a sad day. Because everybody doesn't realize that your next door neighbor could be your great, 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 great grandfather reincarnated. And I mean, don't think about all the freaking flies you killed. They could be your babies you freaking dropped in the shower. You freaking pervert. But, I mean, I'm just giving you out food for thought. But still, I mean, just so much. Life is so vast and so complicated. We always forget about the most basic fundamentals of. And it's like I always have to. I get stuck in this life, this world, this moment, and forget about the vastness of reality. So, even if you snap back to reality, you're still in this reality. You're not in the real reality. Not a lot of people can't snap out of this reality like I can. I know this reality is only a moment in time, and flies are still landing on me. You fucking bat-like fucking creatures. Fucking flies. But I just know that we live in... I must be light because they're freaking landing on me. I'm in the darkness, but light will shine to them. They're landing on me. I turned out the light. But it's just, we just know, we don't. Okay, well, I can't kill the flies if I can't see them. I thought they freaking fell asleep when there was no light. They're not. They're still landing on me. On my fingers, on my legs. They did for a little bit. They got confused. Ooh, I got that one good. That one was too brutal for YouTube. But, you know, I mean, we really just don't really look at the basics of common reality. You know, there's some other guys that go on here and they know so much more than everybody else. But I'd be like, man, let God tell people. Let God tell people. Because honestly, with the Spirit of God will tell you. I mean, honestly, and it's actually funner to find it out and it kind of explain what you're missing. Because certain things, I mean, a lot of the things that I heard some of these guys say are pretty accurate, but some of them just don't really line up. So that's where we got this division of understanding, because it's really irrelevant, a lot of things. But then again, if you really want to know, or technically most of the stuff that you want to know, you can know, but it can confuse you, because a lot of the understandings aren't really meant for you got to understand the will of what the purpose of life for our planet was. And everybody can say that they don't know the purpose of life, or you know the purpose of life. Purpose of life is free will, and the purpose of life was to fulfill the earth, or where the commandment was. But that's not really the purpose of life. The purpose of life is for the fulfillment of life. Love, joy, peace. That's the purpose of life. Free will is the main goal of God's will. He made something that is a human mind really can't even comprehend. And if I try to explain it, I really can't explain something I can't fully comprehend. Free will is how only way it can exist is just a huge mystery. To a lot of people, but I really believe that was because God had free will, right? The only person that had free will, the only created being that had free will was God before anything. And he learned all things throughout the time. Okay, my center another broke down. We'll shut it down. But yeah, once you create. So yeah, I'm just debating this, you guys. You got to think about it from your own perspective too, because I don't know all things. I mean, even if I don't have a brain big enough to know all things. I mean, we have a capacity of giga, zegabytes, giga, whatever you want to call them. We have an almost unlimited. We cannot live 1,000 years. We can live 1 billion years and still have all our memories from the day we were born. Our brains are capable of storing all of that information in this little tiny brain, just like we can store in a thumbnail drive. You know, a little tiny little thing you stick in your phone. I think they have probably by now they probably got 3 gigabytes. And a gigabytes, that's like a billion Encyclopedia Britannicas. One CD-ROM wasn't even full in the whole entire CD Britannica, and that's like a billion. It's like that's 4,000 CD-ROMs of the Encyclopedia. I mean, that's just a bit is one part of a letter. A byte is one letter. So just look at that. Just one byte can represent 256 different types of letters. 256 different types of letters. So, and some of them are used for like system instructions and stuff. I don't want to get into that. My point is, our brains are still tiny, even though they're bigger than we realize it. But look at this size of the Earth compared to the universe, and say, could I know all things? You can't know everything because our brains can't even fit the knowledge of everything. Period. End of story. So anytime you think that you might know it all or you might be right when you at the same time, there's how many times can we actually be right at the same time be wrong? I find myself being wrong for trying to be right. I find myself being wrong by interrupting somebody and telling them that they're wrong. When I was right that they were wrong, but I was wrong to interrupt them before that they could figure out that they were right. They were wrong, so that they could find it for themselves. We so jump to the necessary of being right. That's called pride, and I do it a lot. So it's a lot more than I should. At least I can recognize it. Some people can't. But, it is what it is. It's like I can be right, but at the same time, I can be wrong. And you can be both at once. That is the paradox of reality. At the same time, you can be wrong and right. Because time defines what that is. You see that flicker? All I can say is I hope that God comes in soon. He can initiate my appeal. I mean, he can initiate the rest of this world's, alleviate the rest of this world's misery in this crazy ass fucking world and fix it. Because it's not like we don't need God. We don't need the actual Almighty. And all these people telling you, there's a demigod and all this stuff, and you can be God. Isn't that the freaking original lie? That you could be God? And you're bound to know all. Isn't that the original lie? I mean, or was that the original truth? That he really wanted us to be his friend at the whole entire beginning. That's all he wanted to do. And now he's just seeking to find his friends. Who's going to be his friend? Like when you grow up to actually be a son of the Almighty and not a son of the devil, a son of basically a son of disaster. I mean, you can get out of it anytime. It's like, no matter what, if you're falling down a hole, you can always crawl back out of it. I mean, I've done it, believe it or not. I thought that I was the son of freaking destruction. But I know I'm not. I probably would have been or could have been, but it don't matter. I mean, it does matter, but it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of everybody, because everybody will, I'm sure, in due time. That's why there's a lot of time. Figure it out. Because believe it or not, God's just as greedy as I am, or you are, but just in a whole different sense. Be right back. You just deserve it. Let us do our job. Now, step off. Now, screw 7. No, I just know if you're a creator of the universe and you're a greedy creator of the universe and all this stuff is true, especially about Jesus and all that stuff. Even if that part isn't true, I still know that God's greedy. God's part of everything else anyways. So even if Jesus doesn't exist, which I'm sure he does, because it fits too perfectly in everything else that's happened. Can't deny that. Can't deny that Jesus doesn't exist. I mean, you can always just put out like, could I have been deceived? You have to always open your mind to the possibility, but I briefly opened my mind to that possibility. I knew I left it in here. But seriously, if you think about it, just only a tiny bit of time that we have a moment to think. But you know why? Because a lot of the stuff that was written in the New Testament makes more sense than a lot of things. And that's why I know it's got to be true. Because a lot of the things that were inspired have inspired me to think deeper into understanding things that are bigger. You know, not about like, I went into the realm of heavenly things, and that's why I know Jesus doesn't really want you to get lost in those things. Because you can't focus on what matters because you're too lost and stupid. I mean, because you can literally get mesmerized because of how vast that knowledge really is and how vast the universe is. And it's just, you get mesmerized and lost. And then where are you going to be? You know, not down to earth. You're in the cosmos, counting the stars that might be what creates life. Might be the energy of life. Might be the souls of our bodies. I'm sure somebody's thought about that, but I don't think that that's where the soul particularly exists. But what if? What if each one of our souls is an actual universe? Our cosmos. Because it does say in Corinthians, and this is another thing that points out the universe psychological scenario that a lot of people might not piece together with science and cosmetology. Because Corinthians says there's a body in heaven as there is on earth. And it does say, just like angels, whatever, that the circle upon a circle, doesn't a galaxy look like a circle upon a circle, like a black hole or a universe from another realm? I mean, these are the things that I like to talk about. I never hear anybody talk about it in imagination, so never heard anybody talk about it. Nobody talk about black holes and stuff and souls and reality and it even says in the beginning of Genesis, just there's so many clues of where life is and how it was created and who created it. And it makes sense. Just sit and think about it. I had a lot of time to think, though. So, I used to have 3 likes, and somebody disliked me. That's insane. I had 3 likes, and somebody didn't like what I was saying. I didn't say that anything was wrong, except for, okay, whatever. You disagree with me about something. Don't really care about the likes. I do actually kind of care about them on the stream. You know, it's nice to have likes, knowing people are liking my content. But either way, some people don't like to hear the truth either. When the truth hurts, it hurts. Then again, I went from attorney to God. I went from politics to God, to smoking to drinking. I don't know what kind of an abomination that really is. But all I know is it never says that you cannot drink in the Bible. It does say do not get drunk off of wine. Good thing I'm not drinking wine. I know what it means. Don't get me wrong. But I'm still breaking past the barrier of understanding, and the understanding and the wisdom's coming from the Spirit. You know, it's got to be, because how else am I going to think and understand these? These are ideas that I've had, but I've never been able to conceptualize them as well as I am kind of now relating them to the actual Bible and certain scriptures that I've read, like in Corinthians, where there's a body on the earth and there's a body in heaven. 1,000 years is but one day is 1,000 years to God. It slows down time, makes it more perceptible and understandable to us, but it also, a lot of people forget the other side of their equation. The equation, like it's actually one day to us is still 1,000 years to God. I mean, they don't catch that second part. It took me a while to forget that. Like, it does say it that way. It doesn't sound like it at first, but it does say it that way. You read it again, you'll freaking blow your freaking mind. You know, and it's like, and it makes more sense the longer you think about it. It was like, well, yeah, his perspective would be 1,000 times greater than us, if not even more. And why would it be 1,000 days and not be almost identical? The numbers don't lie, and I know the Bible is going to be right almost on the number, so I wouldn't doubt needs to be exaggerated, even though it could easily be exaggerated, because it could have just been a starting point for understanding. And how long was 1,000 years to 1,000 days? 1,000 years back then were a little different. But either way, not much. But 1,000 years, one day. Can you remember the perspective of that? Think about it. One day lasts God 1,000 years. 24 hours. That actually makes sense. They can't really exaggerate that. You got to look at it like it is. That actually fits the cosmos to the very number of affinity, to the number of freaking, the Bible wrote it. It literally in the Bible, it says it's a circle hanging about nothing. I don't think it said sphere, but it says a circle. And it was basically saying it's just like the moon, a round ball, I'm sure is what it meant. But anyway, it's translated in a freaking other language to another language and another language. But I know it said that the earth was round before we even knew it was round. Now we know that one day to God is 1,000 years, 1,000 a years, and vice versa. You know, I mean, it's literally, I think it's both ways around. And I doubt that I can convince you of that, but I think it's reversed and identical. Like, because he made us in his image, right? According to what it says. So there's a lot of truth to the inspiration of God. So that's why I have to say you can't really fight the Bible, because it's more accurate than science. Science is nothing but theories, and theories are nothing but guesses. Conspiracy theories are more likely true than theories, which is creepy. Think about it. I mean, wouldn't that be creepy to find out all your conspiracy theories are more true than all your theories? They had to even that astrophysicist has to rewrite the whole entire thing. Now with the Hubble telescope, they're thinking that we're in a black hole, and I'm thinking that would actually make a lot more sense. Because if we're in a black hole, that would make multi-dimensional things more likely, and that would make the understanding of God more understandable, and that would make the universe more understandable, because we'd be like in a infinite mirror loop of the existence of self-existence. You know, like, I don't know how to put it. Not like what it said in that one book or that one movie, but we're all a part of the universe. For real, we are all in it. We're all, the reason we exist is because there's a creator controlling the cosmos. We couldn't exist without the creator of the cosmos, because the directional antenna wouldn't work. Just like we got ants and we got all these other bees and all this other life forms on this earth. Like, think about it. All those have frequencies. They communicate with frequencies. Our frequency isn't among those frequencies. We're communicating from a higher frequency. That's why all those freaking songs back in the old days, like, what's the frequency? It's like REM. Like, REM was like, because he really probably was getting the gist of reality. A lot of people do, especially when they get really, really, really smart. Like the movie Phenomenon. It's like all those that are born from God conquer the world. And it says, right in the Bible itself, all those that get born from God conquer the world. And that is our conquest. I've read that somewhere. I wonder where that says that. Where does it say that in the book? Man, I wish I could back out of here and still be live like I can on my normal shit. So I can go and use some chat GBT and freaking like search this scripture out. But I ain't gonna leave you guys. Well, actually, I will probably because I'm determined to find this stuff out. And I've been live for an hour and 20 minutes, and I lost everybody in my stream pretty much in a like. I must be going off the rocker, or I must be drinking too much. I don't know, but I really do appreciate everybody that came in. And I think that a lot of times I start talking about God and stuff that a lot of spiritual forces might be to blame. But all I'm going to say is all these spiritual forces, what are you trying to stop? Because literally all you're doing is stopping the inevitable, which is good, not bad. Don't get me wrong. The inevitable is going to always be good because I really know that our creator is a good creator, not a bad one. Unless you're in that one. Oh, yeah, that's right. You get put in that one dimension. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I don't know all things, but I can imagine I do. That's the gift of free will. You can think all you want, Las Phoenix Wolf. But I think I'm going to end it. What do you think? Should I end it? Because I'm just rambling about stuff that I think I know. And it'd be cool if it was true. Or if it is true, then where am I getting this information from? Then that means that I've been alien probed and I'm getting God's he's possessed me. I mean, but the funny thing is he didn't realize it. We're all possessed by God. But anyways, I mean, that's almost as funny as that one joke. It's like, they got the nothing people, and the nothing people think that they go to nothing. But then the God people, they go back to God. What's the difference? I mean, it's not even a joke, but it's pretty much, you got the people that they believe you go back to nothing when you die. But then they got the people that believe in God and you go back to God when you die. What's the difference? Sounds like you go back to God no matter what. Go back to where you came from. Kind of what it says in Genesis. To death you are, to dust you are, to dust you will return. And even though right now we are watery flakes we're snowflakes. Well, actually, we're fluffy little flabber cakes. We're flabber cakes, not even pancakes, not snowballs. Because, I mean, honestly, we're like little floating blobs of, I don't know what we look like, but we probably look a lot better than, I mean, some of those, you can't beat, some of those snowflakes look pretty dang good, cool. So, raindrops, they almost look alike almost every single time. But what do we look like to the universe? Tiny little specks of dust. And dust can't get smaller than smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. To the point where it's so small that it can be deadly to even us. It's like asbestos, and that's when the molecules get so damn small that even your own body can't get rid of them. It's also when they create little shapes and stuff in their forms, and they break free, and they create these little hooks that they like little anchors. The way that it's asbestos wasn't something that just the way it formed and the way it breaks free is what caused it to be such a poison. If it didn't break the way it did and harden the way it did, it wouldn't have been a poison. It's just a way that it breaks free and becomes these little floating tiny hooks that, and they're non-dissolvable. And that's not the only chemical you have to worry about. And that's not the only thing that can potentially do the same exact catastrophe. That's the freaking craziness of chemistry. Because you could probably produce asbestos in a similar way and playing around in the lab. That's why when you're in a lab type environment, it's why you always wear a mask. Because you never know what you might create. Create something worse than asbestos, you're going to be in trouble. But that's another thing, though, is there's a lot of cures we can probably come up with, but we're too busy fighting wars and spending all the money trying to go to the fucking moon, which makes no fucking sense. Or going to Mars. Like, if we're going to go colonize Mars because we can't figure out how to deflect an asteroid or fix our own fucking problems, but we can change Mars into a better planet. Wow. All I gotta say is, if I had $1 billion, I'd give it all away. Fuck it. There's no reason, because there's nothing I can do with $1 million that I'd want to do with it. I'm just fuck it. It's just stupid. I mean, money's stupid. We're like living in a little kid fucking playground now. It's like, I already played this in 4th grade, and I'm tired of it. This game with this money shit is fucking boring. You have to pay bills, pay rent, pay all this. It's like, who designed this shit? Well, certainly wasn't God. It was some fucking greedy ass person that says, oh, I can enslave everybody, and even though we get rid of slavery, we can still enslave them, and they won't even know it. You're a slave. Get off the thing. You're a slave to either money or something. What you working for? What you doing for? What you doing? Wait, you can't live in the woods in a camp bag? That's why I respect the homeless. I think that they're probably the only people that figure shit out. I'm done playing this fucking game. I'll live under a bridge. Fuck this game. That's probably what they said. It's like, you got all these. That's another reason why it's pretty easy to say, like, the rich guys, give all your money to the poor and follow me. Well, you'll be you might be poor, but at least you'll be the richest, one of the richest people on the earth. Shout out to all the homeless out there that have cell phones. For real. You fucking guys are smarter than I am. I mean, even though it's like, one of these days, it won't be like it is. I mean, I can see their perspective pretty clearly. It's like, it's the land of the free. You have to pay taxes on everything you own. Everything goes up in price. You really have to work a really shitty job to really do anything. You can't own nothing because you have to rent everything. I mean, if you're living under the bridge, you have a lot more money for especially if you're on disability or retirement. Oh my goodness. Think about that. If you're retired, you can just collect all your Social Security, save it up, and then you can buy a house by the time you're 74. Because you'd have no, not even 70. You'd be like 64, you retire. Oh shit, you'd have a house if it was 1962. Shit, they have to live to be 112 to buy a fucking even a moderately sized house. It sucks to be fucking wrong. Fucking, I wish I was wrong. But anyways, 1 hour, 30 minutes. Peace out, everybody. I did my Monday night live stream almost sober. I'm not that. I'm sober. I'm going to bed. I'm going to sleep. I'm tired. I can sound drunk even when I'm sober. You saw how much I drank. I wasn't even drinking anything. I just drinking it for taste. I told you I was boring when I don't drink. Love you guys. Take care. I might go live next week, or who knows? You never know. Might let you know if anything good happens. This weekend I'll be partying if I win this writ, or if something happens crazy on this writ, or if the appeals court steps in and actually does its duty. Oh my goodness, wouldn't that be great? I'll be celebrating. Gotta get I'll be cleaning my room. Like, be weird. But I know it's happening. I just don't know when. So I'll find out what happens on the continuance. I wonder what that's going to happen on the 11th. 9/11 is going to be one hell of a day. Yeah, and then 9/12 anniversary of the most corrupt freaking order I've ever experienced. Find out if the appeals court's going to step in and do its awesome duty. You know, I'd love to see an appeals court step in and do the due diligence of law like they're supposed to. I would shut out the justice system, and I would be like, God does exist in the judicial system still. Otherwise, in God we trust, you might as well burn all your fucking money, because in God we trust is dead. Because if the judicial system and the fucking monetary system, I really just gotta go buy some. I'm trading all my money for gold, and I'm gonna go live under a bridge. Because they already took my kids from me. All they're gonna do is just take all my food from me, so I might as well stock up on all the good necessities, because technically this is gonna give me it's gonna help point my compass, I think. Or at least know how corrupt this shit is. It's kind of weird, but I'll let you guys go. Thanks for watching.